What is going on, guys? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and I'm back again with some more DMC5 information. Now, the New York Comic Con panel just wrapped up, but unfortunately it wasn't streamed due to essentially reasons that we don't know. Some people speculate it may be due to the venue or whatever. Regardless, there were people at the panel who managed to get quite a lot of footage as well as info direct from Matt Walker and Itsuno, who were there obviously to host the panel. So without further ado, we're just going to dive right into this video, which is essentially just going to be a summary of the panel, so you can get all the key information you need without having to sift through Twitter and YouTube and whatnot. So first of all, let's start off with a photo mode. The photo mode has been confirmed to be, just press a button whenever and photo mode pops up, so you can take photos mid-action or whenever you want. It's supposedly very accessible and gives you a lot of freedom to take whatever kind of picture you want. Other than that, we got a look at the starting cutscene or the opening cutscene for the game, which is essentially just a credit sequence that moves throughout the van. But enough about that. Now we get into the real nitty-gritty stuff. So we get some new weapons for Dante. First off, Kalina Ann 2, made by Nico. For those of you who don't know what the Kalina Ann is, it's Lady's big old rocket launcher, and this is apparently a sequel weapon to that. So that's pretty cool. Next we get the return of the beloved and fan favorite weapon Cerberus, but something's changed. Instead of being just an ice elemental 3-headed nunchuck, the weapon can now transform into a bow staff with the fire elemental attached to it, as well as an insane electrical whip. Pretty crazy, right? To think that Cerberus would A, be coming back, and B, have a bunch of new modes and attacks. Moving on from that, we get another weapon announced for Dante, and that is the Faust Hat. Now, if you guys remember, the Fausts, or Fausts, however you want to pronounce it, were the floating, crazy red-fingered enemies from DMC4, quite notorious for being tough. Well, Dante now has their hat as a weapon. The weapon essentially allows Dante to pose, act stylishly, and also apparently call down meteors from the heavens. It's a weapon that is said to work using a small amount of red orbs, but in turn provides you a massive amount of red orbs. So essentially they render microtransactions useless, right? Because the weapon allows you to fight however you want to fight. You can continue using your rebellion or whatever you want to use, but the weapon gives you a massive multiplier for your red orbs. Pretty interesting, right? Moving on from that, we got a short insight into how the Sweet Surrender weapon actually works. For those of you who don't know, the Sweet Surrender weapon is a deluxe edition exclusive at the moment. That's right, we haven't got any confirmation that the Sweet Surrender will come to standard edition users. I'm hoping everybody gets access to it, but if not, it's not the end of the day. So they went on record first of all to state that none of the deluxe edition breakers are going to be overpowered in any way, and most of them are in fact joke weapons. But moving on to the Sweet Surrender, it is a weapon that has no offensive capabilities and instead simply acts as a short heal. That's right, considering now that items are no longer in the actual game, as in like healing items. Now you can use the Sweet Surrender to give yourself a short heal. However, if you are hit whilst using it, the weapon obviously breaks. Now moving on from that, we also got a look at another breaker, the Pasta Breaker, or Pasta Breaker, again however you want to pronounce that. Now this is a weapon that, again, has limited offensive capabilities, and its main purpose is to rearrange the order of the breakers that are in your roster. That's right, pretty crazy, right, considering that on the fly breaker switching is something that hasn't been confirmed. If you want to switch to another one, you have to break the one you currently have, and you can't actually pick which breaker you go to. It's just whatever's lined up next. Well, with the pasta breaker, that is no longer the case. It will rearrange the order of your breakers, allowing you to potentially break to one that you want to use. Other than that, we didn't get a lot more information. A turbo mode was asked about, and they gave you the standard PR answer of, "We hear the fans' demand for it, there'll be more on that later." Along with this, somebody asked about a collector's edition, and same answer. If the fans demand it, something may or may not happen. And that's going to be essentially it for this video. There was nothing else that was crazy or substantial. Let me know what you guys think. It sucks that this wasn't streamed, considering we got quite a lot of information, but hey, what can you do? I'm just hoping Capcom have learned their lesson. It has been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you want to get at me personally, I'll leave a link down to my Twitter below. If you want to join in some DMC discussions with some like-minded fans, I'll leave a link down to my Discord below. And before I wrap up, I'd just like to give a major shout out to RK, Richard Kim, the dude who is notorious for playing the Nero demo 47 times at Gamescom, as well as the user Pete016 on Twitter. Both these guys were at the panel, and they were the ones that were tweeting out or putting out videos of all this information. So I'll leave a link down to those two Twitter users in the description as well. It has been me, DevilNeverCry. Thank you guys for watching. And before I forget, there may or may not be a podcast about this coming out, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.